All right, welcome again, everyone, to G Squared Academy, where excellence is epitomized. And in this podcast, really, we'll be talking a little bit about the use of AI technology in school. In particular, Chatgpt, which really is on the lips and tongue of everybody right now, as the buzzword in terms of getting information in school, writing essays, solving problems, asking it questions, generating these excellent responses, so to speak. And so we want to talk about how educators really should be viewing things like ChatGPT. Invariably, there are other AI tools out there. Things like BERT and things like Google Tools and all these other things which are being used. However, ChatGPT, as I said, is probably the most popular. And that's up for debate, invariably. But right now, I would say it's probably the most popular one that is being used. And what we want to say here is that, I saw a video recently where a gentleman was talking about how things have changed. And he mentioned that 100 years ago, a motor car looked like this. And today a car looks like this. An airplane 100 years ago looked like this. And today an airplane looks like this. 100 years ago, the classroom looked like this. And today the classroom looks like this. And it was really, just intense, for want of a better word, when I saw the analogy of how things have changed, and the classroom has not really changed that much in 100 years. Even thousands of years, the classroom has not changed, really. And so with AI technology, we have an opportunity here to have some changes in how we deliver content. As one person said, it can give us the facts, it can give us the answers, but it cannot build the interpersonal relationships. And there are a lot of people out there who want to see school as just to get information. You can stay at home and get the information, but you will not get that sort of interpersonal relationship that you will normally get from a social setting like school if you just do it at home. And so therefore, ChatGPT can do those things, but it does not provide those interpersonal relationships, which is very critical, right? And so there are educators who are saying, we should ban the technology from schools. We should get rid of it because it's going to cause cheating. It's going to allow for cheating to take place. However, I am not with the banning of the technology because in my viewpoint, the technology is here and it's here to stay. It may become more advanced. It may become more capable of doing other things, but it's not going anywhere. People will be using it to write their essays. People will be using it to answer questions. People will be using it to do all these things. So what do we need to do as educators? What I think we need to do is we need to embrace the technology. We need to embrace its use in the classroom, at home, wherever the students are using it. Now, because we know it may be used to do things which are not legal, ethically speaking, in the education system, what we as educators, and not necessarily the teachers in the classroom, not necessarily, because the teachers in the classroom are not the ones who are the regulators and the policy makers. Those are the administrators and the Minister of Education and whoever has governance over the school society, in the society really, are the people who this really is supposed to be targeting, and educators of course too. But what they need to do is that they need to create protocol for the use of the technology. If I check your paper and your paper is 90%, let's just say 70% bot written by an AI, and it's 30% human written, should we accept that as your work? Because you would argue that 30% of it is mine, but 70% is not mine. And using just simple math, half and half, so to speak, you would say clearly it's not your work because more than half of it is bot generated. However, there is no protocol in place to have that discussion. So therefore, policymakers need to then generate or create policies. How much of your work, your essay, can be bot generated? And if it is bot generated, then you need to, for example, cite where you get the information from. Credit the source of your information, because we want to be academically ethical in how we do our thing. Yeah. And so therefore, that's one of the things that policymakers need to do. They also need to look at how you reference these things. If you are using it, how do you reference it, for example? And as well as how much of your work should really be bot generated. Should we accept 10% of a student's work as being bot generated? Is that too much, or is that fair amount, so to speak? These are just numbers I'm throwing out, really. But of course, these decisions would have to be made, because when students produce work, then we are going to have to grade them. And if we check if it is bot generated, and it is, where do we draw the line? And these are things which are happening right now. And so therefore, these policies have to be instituted right now, because we can't wait. There's no waiting period. The technology is here. The technology is being used. These are tools that are being used. And so therefore, we have to have the protocol in school in place to deal with them. Right? And so therefore, it's up to educators, and it's up to us to make the right decisions and to embrace the technology, to use it to our advantage, right? And of course, we as educators are able to use the technology as well to do things. And you'll see subsequent videos of the use of the technology. But suffice to say in this video that let us create the protocol to engage, to mark, to sanction, to credit AI for its use in students' work. So I'm Gilly Gills, and this is G Squared Academy, and I'll see you guys next time.